Hey, Dee Williams here in the house. We are getting going with our weekly setup class. Happy Monday. I hope you're doing absolutely phenomenal. I know I said I was not going live ever again when it came to Staffingpreneurs Academy, but you know I can't stay away. You already know how that is, right? You know I cannot stay away. She cannot stay away. She cannot stay away. She cannot stay away. And so here I am. How do I go live? I go live. I use StreamYard. That's how I go live. And StreamYard allows me to go live on YouTube, on Twitch, even though I don't know if I have a big following on Twitch, on Instagram, on my staffingpreneurs page, on LinkedIn, on my LinkedIn page, either my personal um or my or my business accounts, and then Facebook as well. So it also allows me to stream on my personal Facebook page, on my professional Facebook page, so our Staffingpreneurs Academy Facebook page, and then I have a Dee Williams Facebook page. And anytime I go live, I just stream on that no matter what. Because if anybody is hanging out with me, they know I'm into staffing. They know I'm into a lot of different things. So you're a YouTuber? Well, I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you being here. I'm a YouTuber as well. I help people set up their businesses. I help people become more resilient. I help people scale their businesses. I help people get fired up. You know what I'm saying? So that's the work that I do here. And today I am going live because after we did our live workshops last week, the week before, over the last couple of months, I said I wasn't going to do any more workshops for Staffingpreneurs Academy, but I had so much fun and I saw so much value in the work that we did because our workshops are so hands-on. And I believe each and every staffingpreneur saw the value as well, that I decided to open up a couple of more workshops, so y'all can see these questions are being asked. A couple of more workshops, and these workshops I'm really excited about because one of them will allow people who have not taken the workshops to actually come in and go through the process of like really getting their businesses set up in an appropriate way. The other workshop is for people who've already taken that workshop and they're trying to get their services, their strategies and strategic initiatives together, and actually not just like what are they going to be, but actually implementing at least one of them, right, live. And then the other one is conversations. Now that you have all of that stuff together, because they kind of build on top of each other, how do you take those things and turn them into valuable conversations where you have the ability to go in and work, actually land a client, land a contract, that type of thing. So that's why I'm going live, because I want to make sure that y'all understand Dee Williams is here. I know y'all are building your businesses. I know each and every one of you and everybody who's on my live, and I'll greet everybody here because my class is here. But I know everybody is building their business. I know you are starting your business, you're building your business, and you are trying to put the pieces together. Many of you without acquiring a coach, and I totally get that. So I want to help you a little bit, but if you're not going to go through a full coaching program, then you at least need to show up to one of these workshops, right? So that you can try to get pieces, get the pieces that you are working on, you can get it right. I agree. Whoever put that thumbs up, thank you very much for that. I'm getting ready to get to that too. And so that's very important, right? So come on in and get the workshops. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the link in the chat bot in a second. Now, if you are already in my class, this is a great workshop for you to take to like add on to what you're already doing. It's one thing to watch the courses on the back end. It's another thing to show up to class on Monday. It's a totally other experience when you're engaging with people, hands-on, one-on-one, right? And actually implementing the things that you have in your mind. I am an executor. I'm an doer. I really want to help people execute and do. And that's what we do in my live workshops. And I'm going to do a ton of workshops and boot camps, and not just for Staffingpreneurs Academy, but even though I'm going to try to stop that one, but for people as a whole, because I'm really good at helping people get their foundation set up and actually getting them to generating revenue. Now, once I do that, y'all typically go and do your own thing. So I'm just here to get you at that starting point and off to the races, and then watching you excel and grow and cheering you on every step of the way. I'm supposed to be trying to put y'all on my big TV. So with that being said, before, because Bahia, is that your name? You are so amazing. Can you teach me how to go live? I could, not in this class, but I definitely can. What are you doing on your YouTube page? You're going to let me go live. Okay, so I can talk about that in a second, and I appreciate you engaging with me. I want to just welcome everybody here who's in class, right? We have a few things. Reskillify is getting an upgrade. Okay, Reskillify is getting an upgrade, a major upgrade, like big major upgrades. And so if you, in the past, people have purchased programs, and we kind of left it open for you to continue to go to class, and if your program is over, Reskillify is not going to allow that anymore. Now, if you have lifetime access, and there are people who have been with me for 5-10 years, you have lifetime access. If your account is locked and you have lifetime access, just send us a message and we will be more than happy to unlock it for you. We do want to continue to honor the people who do have lifetime access, but for the folks who came in under a program and you have 6 months, 9 months, 1 year access, and your time is up from the time that you purchased, then you probably cannot get in the class. And this is the only way you're able to engage in the class, unless you come in and you can actually upgrade on the back end and Reskillify if you want to. If you want to continue to come to class live when I don't go live on YouTube. So I just wanted to note that. So my people who are in my class, sometimes you've got 5 people here, sometimes you got 50 people here. The least, the better, in my opinion, because we can get more things done. But this is the weekly setup class, and your setup class is all about you asking questions around setting up your niche recruitments and staffing business. And I'm really excited to help you and support you along this journey. This is a Q&A style class. So it's more of like you, after you've gone in and you've watched the courses, now you come into here and say, okay, this is the question that I have, or this is what I'm attempting to put into action. Dee, how can you support me in this way? And then kind of go from there. If you don't have any questions, that's cool. I'm telling you now, I'm going to use up the time to teach you things that I believe that you absolutely need to know. Absolutely need to know. Which is very, very important. I'm gonna
recording in progress.
Okay, so all questions, this is, you can pull your questions up and put them in the inbox. I want to say hey to Jane, hey Alfredo, hey Kathleen. I appreciate y'all being here. So yours is still open, Alfredo. I don't know why yours is not, your stuff is locked, because if you're still here, then you should not be, then you're not locked, right? And so then can you do a Loom video for me so that we can see what you see on your end? Because that's not what we're showing on our end. And I know I just kind of threw that in there, but it's showing that it's unlocked. So if you're here, then
you say you want me to do a Loom video?
Yeah, so we can see what you see on your end, because we can't see that on our end. On our end, we see that you're unlocked, but you're saying you're locked, but you're here.
So so you were actually correct. I finished watching some of the videos that I was missing, and then it opened up for me. So
okay.
Yes, ma'am, you were 100% right about that.
Okay, perfect. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love that. I like being right sometimes. That's a good thing. That's a great thing. But this is an open forum for you to ask your questions. You can put your questions in the chat box, and go to there and go from there. Anybody have any questions this week? Are we feeling good about where we at in our staffing business, in the setup phase of our staffing business? Where are you? What have you been doing? Let me know. Oh, y'all just want me to talk. I can see that now. Y'all are quiet. So where are you at in the setup of your staffing business? You're paying for this. You're here. Don't let people on the outside get your time. What questions do y'all have?
Well, right now I am about to start on the customer journey video.
Okay.
I started it. I haven't finished that one yet, but I'm excited to get to that part because that's one of the the foundations.
Okay, so I can talk a little bit about that if you want, because I probably I would probably want to update that video a little bit more, just because we've gone through more journeys now, right? And I've learned how to find more effective ways of creating the journey, even though that one is still fine. And that one I think gave you like a spreadsheet, and I don't know if I'll do another spreadsheet or keep the same spreadsheet that they have there, but let's talk about the general concept of the customer journey, because there are different layers to the journey, and those layers really depend on your strategies and your strategic initiatives. Have you already created your strategies and your strategic initiatives?
So as far as my niche overview, I've done it. I have a pretty good idea of my market. Where I'm struggling a little bit is just finishing up my magnet.
Your lead magnets. Right. So that's a part of your strategic initiative. So what type of lead magnets are you doing?
So I'm thinking about doing like an online event.
Okay.
As far as people can go on there, they can schedule a session. And right now I'm brainstorming some different I'm not sure what the word is.
What's the goal? Wait, let's go back though. Hold on, let's go back. What's the goal for the online event?
Well, the goal of the online event is to target director of nursing, DONs, and warm them up to try to create a conversation. Try to convert them into a one-on-one consultation over the phone, where I can discover some of the issues that they're having as far as staffing, and I can pitch them on some of the solutions that we have available.
Okay. So I think that an online event should not be
recording stopped.
So I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
Recording in progress.
I'm pushing buttons. Okay. So your online event should definitely be engaging, but it should definitely be a learning something. I feel like more learning, or something that's going to give them value. So what are you doing in the event that's going to give them value?
Well, that's what I'm brainstorming right now, because I'm trying to decide if I should do it by myself or if I should bring in maybe a nurse or a different expert to kind of help with the conversation.
Well, let's go back. What's your impact goal?
My impact goal is to increase I'm not quoting it right now because I don't have it in front of me, but it's basically to increase the quality of patient care throughout the whole industry. And we do that by training.
I want to know. Okay. I want to know impact goal. Do you know your percentage? By how much?
Percentage as far as?
It's because your impact goal has to be tangible. Like I want to.
Okay, I want to staff a million nurse shifts.
Okay, so that's one part, but you also talked about patient care. You said you wanted to increase patient.
Correct. So we have to train our nurses on our mission, so that when we send them out to the field, they can do what we want them to do, which is to increase the level of patient care.
Right. Okay. I love that. So typically, you want to place whatever, I don't need to know the number, but whatever amount of nurses, but you also want to increase patient care. You want to make that tangible as well. So you want to increase patient care by 10%, by 20%, by 30%, because whatever effort you're doing, it's going to have some type of direct effect on the industry. Does that make sense?
Correct.
Okay. So make sure you create that tangible as well. I don't want to know how just yet. We just want to talk about the tangibility of that. Once you understand that, now you want to start thinking about, okay, how do I make that possible? That's where your strategies come in and your strategic initiatives. your strategies, which you're using in this particular instance, is not a lead magnet per se, even though I guess it could be, but this is really a live event strategy. So now the strategic initiative under that live event is the topic. So your topic is going to be around increasing patient care, in my opinion, because that's what you're trying to accomplish, right? And so it's got to be something, in my opinion, related to that. And then, yes, you can decide whether or not you want to bring someone in. First, like, what type of live event? Is it going to be a seminar? Is it going to be a workshop? Is it going to be a webinar? Is it going to be a dinner? Is it going to be a, like, what is it? What is it going to be? You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's a round table where you're bringing the largest minds around, or a select group of minds around, to talk about how to increase patient care by 10% over the next and present your idea and how to do that. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay. Does that give you some ideas around how you might want to?
It does. I got my chat GPT open right now as you're talking.
See, you should be coming into the strategies and the strategic initiatives workshop, because I think that workshop would give you a lot of help, because what we do have, and I only have it for the people who've attended the workshop, so it's not available to everyone else because it is specific to the workshop, but we have this master prompts, and anybody who's watching and has been in a workshop, you can speak to this, but we have this master prompt where we input all of your stuff, like your mission, vision, all of that stuff, your impact goals, and then it spits out what the best strategies and strategic initiatives would be to actually do that. It's so dope.
What time is that?
Huh?
What time is it?
It's on Sunday, November 10th. I can give you the link. It's on Sunday, November 10th. And I said I was going to share it with everybody, but it's on Sunday, November 10th. And it is, it's pretty good. It's going to be really, really cool. And then we will spend the first part of the day, identifying or solidifying the services and ideas. And then the second part, I'll show you how to implement things very quickly, whether it's a live event, a digital product. I can show you how you can actually within hours, like, really kick off your lead magnets, because people think like they need such a long time for the lead magnets, but they don't.
Like I think the main issue I have with the lead magnet is probably a little bit of perfection paralysis. Like, oh, is this better or is that better? Versus just picking something and moving forward with it.
Exactly. Dr. Rice, she said, you won't regret that prompt. It's awesome. It is awesome. I'm not even going to tell you a story. That prompt is everything. Some of my best work, I'll tell you. ATX more. I can see your comments. Hold on one second. No, I couldn't see. I only see one comment, the one where you're saying, can you see my comment? I actually took it in the chat. I posted it in the chat really quickly so everybody can actually see. Get the link as well. There's 3 workshops we have coming up. I'm very excited. And like for you, Alfredo, you don't need workshop number 1, which is November 9th, because you've kind of already done that. You already have your mission, your vision, different things like that. You might be missing a few things, but for the people who are attending workshop number 2, which is the one I want you to attend, there will be a recap there. So anything that you're missing, you're going to need to have done prior to coming to class, because we're taking that stuff and we're actually going to go and build it out, right? And actually start implementing the things and putting them into play. But that morning session, you're going to really want, because that's going to help you to flesh out your ideas around what you want to do with your lead magnet, not just with me, but for the other people who are going to be attending. You'll be able to feed off of them as well, and they'll be able to pour into you as well. So we already, I think, have 3 people there. We have very limited seats, but we already had 3 people buy tickets. And so I think I'll only do maybe 7 people this time, because the larger the class is, the less time I get with everyone. So it's not for everyone. It's only for a select few who are serious and really trying to move that business to the next level. I think this will be a great fit for you.
Yeah, absolutely. If you send me the link, I'll
already
definitely.
Done. Put in the
okay,
chat.
Perfect.
Put in the chat. Click that link in the chat and come to class. Because
Yes,
you got a
ma'am.
great brain, and I would definitely love to help you work through it.
No, I appreciate that. I want to be there. I'm definitely gonna check it out.
Yeah. Okay. So now let's piggyback off of that a little bit more, and then I'll go into some questions. Anybody else have questions? Put your questions in the chat, and I'll come to those in a second. We got a lot of time today, so I'm really cool. I think that's really cool. The topic is actually we're talking about the client journey and the candidate journey. And so, as I was mentioning, that all starts with all of the things that you're building at your foundational level first. Once you start building out that foundational level, then you want to start thinking about, okay, how do I want to take these? Let me give you a better example. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. So, okay, let me make sure before I share my screen, I share the right screen. Oh, I want to, okay, yes. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I think I can show this to you. So, because some of my stuff is proprietary. People be y'all don't be very surprised how y'all be watching my stuff. I gotta watch y'all. So like this is a great example of like how I kind of keep track of my lead magnets, right? And how I want to move people through my pipelines. And like I said, I use a lot of different things. So my brain moves differently. You got to figure out what makes sense to you. But what I will tell you is that I know where my starting point. You always have to start with a starting point, right? And so these are lead magnets for me, like things that I want to create to give things away to my people. I'm going to see if I have another. So one more page that I was looking for in particular. No. There is one where I have 1,000 themes. And like I keep track of like all my themes. And when I create themes, that tells me like what area I want to put a specific person, like at what point in the process. Here it is, actually. No, that's not it. Of where I want to put them in a process. Let me just see if this is it. Yes. Okay, great. Okay. So and I'm going to share my screen too, because I think I need to show you in two different ways. I'm giving you one view here, and I need to give you like a double view. So you can see things from, let me make sure I don't got nothing that's too, okay, crazy. So you can see things in both perspectives, from both perspectives. Google, 1 second. I should have signed in way before you got here, but I never know when I really want to share my screen or not. Meetings, let's see. This is setup class. Yep, start. Okay. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you because it's two different things that you want to think about when you're thinking about your journey. So I'm going to share my screen here. Share my screen. Entire screen. Share. Okay. And then I'm going to go back to my Vibe Canvas. Okay. So, see, I don't want to use their journey. I actually want to use my own journey. So let's start here. Can y'all see? Okay, I think you can. So would the workshop be beneficial for startups? Sure, but you would probably want to start at the November 9th one, Jane. They're actually go in order, November 9th, November 10th, and then the next weekend we have a 2-day workshop. So you would want to start with the November 9th one, and that would be a good place for you if you're a startup. And I would do November 9th and November 10th back to back. So if you can sacrifice a weekend with Dee Williams, you won't regret it. I promise you. Okay, so this way I can see a little bit better what's happening. Okay. All right. So I showed you like I kind of had had like themes, like what I want to do. Everything is about the journey in which you're bringing them in. So I'm going to start as if this is my client journey before my candidate journey. Each journey has the same level of stages, but that's not what I was looking for. I'm looking for this. Okay. So the first stage is like INTEREST, like the interest stage. Okay. This is the stage where you're trying to get people interested in your product, service, whatever the case may be, in your staffing agency. And in my opinion, there are different types of people. There are people who are looking, right? You have people who are actively looking for you, right? And they know that they want staffing. And then you have people who are not looking for you, who don't care, right? And you have to kind of introduce them to you and your brand and so forth. So this is literally my starting point in trying to figure out where and how I'm going to engage with people. And so so engage with people. So perfectly. So now I'm starting to think about, okay, what's important to them, right? And how am I going to get them into the journey? Now, I know that I have few ways to kind of engage with them. I know that I can engage online and in person. And typically, I'm starting online to get someone in person because you have broader access to online, people than you do in person, right? Unless you're doing radio, TV, billboards, and different things like that. We're a small company. Right, we're small people. We have smaller budgets, smaller amounts of access, different things like that. So we're gonna do things a little bit differently. I hope that makes sense. So we're gonna start online, and then we're gonna move to in person. And that doesn't mean that we can't do in person, but we're definitely gonna start online and move in person. Now these are important, but not as important yet. So I can even move these up here because they're not just yet important, but they are going to become into importance at some point. Okay. So if I know that I'm going to start online, my online journey with them are going to start here. It's typically going to start with a lead magnet. Everything I'm doing is something free to get me to the point of the contract, because everything starts POINT at point A. I hope I spelled that right. Yep. And then all the way to point Z, right? Whatever that may be. So we're starting out with their interest. This is actually point A, them being interested in real life. And then point, I'm just making capital. And then point Z, which came out as point 2, but it's supposed to be point Z, is getting the meeting. That's getting the meeting, not even getting the contract. We're trying to get them from point A of them getting to know us to point Z, which is landing a meeting. We want them to get a meeting on our calendar. So I'm actually going to go in and open this up a little bit, and I'm going to say equals getting a meeting. I hope that came out right because I can't see it. Let's just, I had a little but I think this makes sense, right? So getting a meeting. I got an extra dot there we can probably get rid of. Okay. So that's point Z. Getting the meeting. Point A is them interest, them learning from us, them getting to know us, right? Let's start even make it like that. I like playing with my board here. I'm getting excited. Actually, okay, most people aren't really looking, right? Because there's so many staffing agencies calling them. They're probably not looking. They probably have options. However, they are looking online. They are looking on the internet. They are viewing things. They're scrolling. They're seeing. So that gives us an opportunity to put our face in front of them And if they are looking, if they're not happy with the current person that they have, then you can go in and now you have an opportunity. But more importantly, your impact goal should get them fired up. You understand what I'm saying? And the things that you're talking about should get them fired up. Okay? That should get them fired up, fired up, fired up, fired up. So you should be teaching them things. A lot of times people are engaged with content where they're learning something. You should be, and I mean, you can do lots of different things. Top 10, whatever is important to them. 10 ways you can increase, you can decrease. How to whatever that is, that's going to be your starting point on the timeline. So on the timeline, you're going to do a lead magnet. That first lead magnet, right, might be, and I'm going to just stick a little dot right there. That first lead magnet might be a checklist or an ebook or something to that nature, something to grab their attention, right? So this one might be a checklist. Okay, that might be, and let me just make this clear. This is going to be a free checklist. This checklist is going to be the best checklist you've ever written. Okay, the most valuable checklist you've ever written on the planet. Okay, so maybe it's going to be a free checklist. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. Okay, and once they get that free checklist, so I like to do, I like to do three things back to back. So free checklist, I like to do this. Now, this is Dee Williams. Y'all can do what y'all want to do. But I like a free checklist. I like a free quiz because I feel like people engage with quizzes. And I like the free ebook. These are my three go-tos. Okay. Now, what you make these things about, you have to decide what they're going to be. I will tell you that your framework should be included in at least the ebook, if not anything else. Okay. Now, so these would be my three items that I'm pushing. So I have the checklist, the quiz, and the ebook. And I'm going to erase this guy right here. Okay, so those are my three things. Now, this is where it gets very exciting on the journey. These are the three items that I'm offering, but I'm going to have, this would be, maybe I should, this is going to be a landing page. That's not going to do what I want. Yes, this is going to be its own landing page, and this is going to be its own landing page. Why do I mention that? Because I can drive traffic for someone directly to the checklist, directly to the quiz, or directly to the ebook. However, if I get somebody directly to the checklist, they may not see the quiz or the ebook, but I need to get them to the quiz and the ebook. So then now I'm going to understand that I'm going to offer the free checklist. But after I offer the free checklist, I'm going to offer them to get the ebook to go behind it. So I'm going to do free checklist. I don't know if this is going to do what I wanted to do. No, it didn't. I don't know how to make it do this, but it's going to be free ebook. Okay. And then the next one would be, oh, why did I do that? That was stupid. I could just do this. Not stupid, but free ebook, copy, free quiz. So now this one is going down. So it's this way down. So they get the free checklist. They can go on the email list to get the free ebook and then get on the email list to get the free quiz. Or I can just do the free checklist, the free quiz, the free ebook. But if they come in on the quiz, I don't want them to miss out on the checkbook and the ebook, because whatever I'm creating in these three things, they need to go together and they need to be full of value. Okay. We haven't gotten to what the call to action is going to be yet. We're just talking about the journey and getting them to where we need to get them. So we've got the checklist, ebook, quiz. Okay. So now this is where they're going through the process. And then the next one here might be book a call. Okay. That might be my call to action. Book a call. Or my call to action could be join my live workshop or my free webinar. Okay. Join free webinar. Okay. So it might be there. Now, if you're going to do, if you have, and then the next call to action might be after they join the webinar, they come to your live in-person event. Maybe you do something locally. People will fly in, believe it or not. Attend live event. Okay. So now these are your call to actions, just so you know, and I'm going to actually just, and for visuals, I'm going to lay them down here. These are my call to actions. These are things, places that I can take them at the end of my free live journey. And this is literally where I'm trying to get them, to be honest with you. And then from the live event, I guess the last one would be book an appointment. Well, this could go a lot of different ways, actually. Ooh, I'm getting so excited. Alfredo, thank you for this energy. I really appreciate this. So it could go that way.
Oh, thank you.
Join a free webinar. It could be, and it really could go this way. Attend a live event and then book a call, right? But you could actually have them book a call here as well. You could have them, book a call here, join the free webinar here. So you could have them do that. You could have them, and so it could, and literally everything is just, it's almost a two-way funnel, because if every one of these are going to be landing pages, then you're still going to want to drive them. You don't want anybody to miss out. So it's almost a two-way funnel. So the person comes in at the checklist, or you could just do one landing page. I do 3, but you could just do one on the checklist and just drive them straight across the book. You can do that. That would probably be the most easiest thing to do. But everybody's not going to want a checklist. And to me, you have 3 different types of people. You have the checklist person, the quiz person, and the ebook person. Okay. And some people do, I will show you, some people do, I can add, I'm having so much fun right now. So join a free webinar. And then this could be live free course. Now, any of these can be converted to paid, just so y'all know. Any of these can be converted to paid. Once you get to this point, the attending the event and the course, you might be selling tickets at this point, right? That could definitely be happening, but that's totally up to you. And the journey doesn't have to be that long. I made it long, but it definitely does not have to be that long. It can be very short. But there's your live event. There, and you're getting them to the live event to get a one-on-one appointment on your calendar, right? So that you can have a real conversation with them. So you're taking them seriously, one-on-one, okay? Now, your live event could be a lot of different things. I think for what you're doing, and anybody that's in this selling staffing to hiring managers, that webinar is important. If you're getting them in person, or you want to get them to something more intimate, a round table. Remember, your goal to do this is to build relationships. People do business with people they like, know, and trust. They're not going to just give you a contract because you say you want it. Or because you're saying you offering the service. That it doesn't work that way. People do business with people they like and know. So these strategies that you're putting together are ultimately to show your value, to show your value to the industry, to show your value to the work that you're doing, to show your value to solving the problem, to show your value to the impact goal. And it is to build a relationship with people who share similar interests and values, because those are the people who are going to want to do business with you. If you are looking to get in the bed very quickly with these employers, you're under the wrong impression. And I'm not speaking to you directly, Alfredo, Alfonso. I'm just saying Alfredo, I'm sorry. I'm just saying that for anybody, if you're just looking to jump into bed with an employer and think that they're going to like, oh, okay, let's do it. Like, it doesn't work that way. Your goal is to ultimately build relationships, take them through a journey, let them see that you are someone that's worthy and valuable, you know, and worthy of those multi-million-dollar contracts that you're attempting to acquire. And it's really you just showing them you're building a relationship with them. Look at me. You want to work with me, sir. You want to work with the best. I got what you want. I got, like, that is how your energy should be. So you can do a linear across. Maybe it's checklist, quiz, ebook, webinar, free course, live event, one-on-one. Maybe it's checklist, quiz, ebook, webinar, live event, book. Maybe it's checklist, ebook, webinar, one-on-one. It don't have to be all of these. I'm just giving you all an example.
Could I ask you a question about the strategy?
Yeah, of course.
So you know, it's interesting because if you look at the question in the chat, I literally decided to switch it from a live event to a checklist, you know, right as you were saying it. And I was thinking, is it better to sell it, not sell it because I'm giving it for free, but is it better to offer it all at one as a toolkit, like a patient care quality enhancement toolkit, or just do them individually one at a time and just kind of upsell them for free?
So a few things. So my sales funnel is not going to be typically in my free funnel, not for B2B. The goal is for you to give it away, right?
Correct.
So I'm not going to put a dollar sign on anything here for the B2B typically. If I want to offer it in a separate funnel that is all being sold for, like the first free and the rest being sold for, that's a totally different funnel. That's a different marketing strategy. But for this one, I'm looking at this one is a free funnel one. So I just want to make that clear. Does that make sense?
Yeah, when I say sell, I meant convert.
Okay, convert. Okay, that's totally different. Two different words. Okay, so yes, you can definitely do a toolkit. But if I was to do a toolkit, then I personally, again, like, everybody comes in differently and they think differently. So if you only build one thing, you're putting yourself in a box to only cater to one type of thought process or one type of person. Where some people love video, some people love audio, some people love handwritten templates, some people like electronic, like people like different things. So the more that you have the ability to offer, the better, right? So here you could do your free tool. Oh, shoot. That's not what I wanted to do. You do your free tool, free toolkit, right? And then yes, after all of these things are created, yes, they can be sold as well, right? Under a different one. They can be, you know, I can show you, that's a whole different conversation. But this one, you know, you got your person who's a checklist fanatic. You got your person who's a quiz fanatic, because these are employers, right? So how they're thinking, they a lot of times they want something quick and simple. You got to drive them to get them to that ebook, right? So, but so it depends on how you build out your journey. My journeys are always built out linear and then individually, so horizontal and vertically. So I want to be able to for them to come in the checklist, and I want them to go there. But I want them to be able to come in on a quiz, because you got to think about this. All of these pages are searchable online. So some random person could come into the quiz, and then they would only get the free ebook, and they would have never maybe received the checklist. And hopefully when you're creating these things are, you're not just giving away valuable resource, but you're incorporating your framework into what you're presenting here. Did you hear that clearly?
Absolutely. I got another question, if I could jump in.
Yeah.
So what about if I set the page, like you said, linearly, vertically, right? Offer all three of them on the same page and say, you know, you can get the checklist,
No. You never do 3 items on one page. You either do it as a toolkit or one individual item. But why are you trying to condense everything?
Because what I was thinking is, for example, like let's say they pick the ebook, I could give them the ebook and then throw in the quiz and the checklist as a bonus, and it feels like, okay, this is a company that over delivers.
Okay, you can
right?
do
We
that.
under promise, over deliver.
You could do that. You could say, you could offer the checklist and say, when you download the checklist, you'll also have access to the free ebook and quiz. You can do that.
Got it.
You can do that. But I want you to look at it from a different perspective at the same time. If you have, so I like individuals. So I just want you to be open to that, because sometimes you're going to just want to give away the ebook and not the checklist. Maybe you understand what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just really more about, let me get you this book. Now you've triggered things that you may not have wanted to trigger. Maybe you don't want to trigger the quiz. Maybe you don't want to trigger the checklist. Maybe you're talking to the CEO of Jackson Healthcare and you want him to understand your framework a little bit better and how you're going to help reduce patient quality care by 20% over the next 10 years. And this is your system and format to do that. You want that to come through that ebook. The checklist is maybe, but the quiz you may not need. I don't need to quiz him. I'm not wasting his time with that. I just want to get him the ebook and that's it. And then if he wants the checklist, that gives him a reason to reach back out to me and say, hey, is it a checklist that goes to this? Oh my gosh, yes, it is, by the way. Because the more times you're talking to someone, you're engaging with them, right? The more times you're engaging. Now, let me tell you another reason why I like not having them all piled up. So like, even if I was to do what you just said, the checklist, and as a bonus, you get a free quiz and an ebook, I would have 2 additional lead magnets. I would still have 2 additional lead magnets. Ask me why.
Why?
Because every time this person engages with me, I'm solidifying the relationship more and more. They say it takes 12 to 24 times plus for somebody to decide to do business with you. Each one of these are an interaction with me. So now I'm reducing my 12 to 24 times and I'm giving them an opportunity to get to know me. But if I put everything in one swoop, now I still have all of these empty space. I still have more interactions I need to get them to feel comfortable enough to buy from me. Does that make sense? You're saying.
Yeah, you want to increase the amount of conversions. So it's like a bunch of mini conversions instead of one big conversion.
Exactly.
It increases the nurturing.
Exactly. Because it does in so many, and which is why now you understand more of a reason why I have it going horizontally and vertically, because I need them to be in my world. I need them to get into my world fully, so that by the time Dee Williams picked that phone up to call, they are very familiar with who I am and what I bring to the table, and they're not running from me. They've gone, they got my toolkit, my ebook, my webinar. They came and joined the webinar. Now they said, I got something else for you for free. I got a free course I want you to go and take a look at. And I want to tell you how this free course is not only going to help you help increase patient care, but it's also going to help bridge the gap and decrease nurse burnout. I don't know. I'm just making it up, right? It was like, okay, cool. I'm going to go ahead and watch this free course. Okay, great. It's only for chief nursing officers, for nobody else. Only chief nursing officers. But so that's kind of how I would go from there. Now, that's a starting point, but I'm going to make this smaller because to me, this is just the point of interest. That's all that is. But once we get past the interest and I get them on a call, now there's another phase that has to happen. And that's getting them from this call to signing the contract and becoming a client of mine. Then once we get there, then the next phase is once they get in the client, actually getting them to the getting the candidate placed is the third version, right? So the first one was interest. The second one is get signed contract. Okay, so that's the second place that we're trying to get to. We're trying to get point A to point B or point Z, however we want to do it. This was copy. Now we've gotten the meeting, right? So this is point A. To getting the meeting, to getting the signed contract. And it's not even getting the meeting, it's like completing the meeting. right? Because somebody saying that they're going to attend the meeting and actually showing up are two totally different things. Okay? Because when they book the call, after they book the call, you still have work to do to get them to show up to the call. Just because they book it don't mean they're going to show up. So point A here is actually conducting the meeting, right? Actually completing the meeting, conducting the meeting. Whereas if point B or point Z on this one, I can't get my words right. Bear with me here. Okay. Come on, baby. Point Z on this one is to get the signed contract. All right. And so that is going to drive me bananas. That's what it's going to do. But that is this one. All right. So that's your point A, point Z. This is where we're trying to get to. So now that process has to go there. And then you've got point A, point Z. Once you get the signed contract, it's actually to go through the full hiring process, which you all see in my chart. And I'm not going to visualize that on here in this particular moment, but getting them from getting the signed contract to taking the job order to the placement or the staff or, whatever, to the follow-up. That's literally, and then now this is your real journey. This is, and so as you can see, there's so many layers to this journey. It's not just as simple as, I'm going to do this. No, there's definitely layers to get there, right? And then even after that, there's the back office piece that you could actually go to if you wanted to, right? So now you've got back office. Getting the bills paid and getting everybody onboarded and invoicing and all of that. So you make that there. Okay. So I'm gonna go back. So as you can see, this journey is literally, that's why I wanted to put it on the board. Does that make sense? Now,
absolutely.
This is layer one. This is what I consider layer one. LAYER number one. Why do I say this is layer one? Because this is just my kind of like my ebook strategy or whatever, or like my initial strategy. I got to make her bigger if I can. But I understand that people do business with people they like, know, and trust. If I could get her to move the way I need her to. Thank you. And so I know that I have them going here to this live event, but I'm a strategist, and this live event is probably only going to happen once a month, a quarter, or a year? Like, I don't know. That's what you got to kind of decide, right? You got to decide how you're getting them to get to the meeting. Now, remember, two things are happening. Yes, you're trying to get them to the meeting. So you want to have a short way to get them there. And then you also want to have a long way to get them there, because remember, it takes time to build relationships. Some people looking right now, they need you now. Some people aren't going to need you for a year or two, but you've got to build relationships and plant seeds every step of the way. So if this was my journey, this live event would happen once a month or once a quarter. I would be driving everybody to this once a month, once a quarter event. But I'm probably going to end up having some type of annual event every year. And if you have your own framework and you have an impact goal, you need an annual event. Why? Because you become the thought leader. When you host this event, you become the thought leader. Don't think that people only locally will come. People will fly in now. We're in a different society. They'll fly in, they'll drive in, they'll do a lot of things to get to something that's important to them. Your job is to make sure that you're creating things that are important to people. Who's fired up today? So for me, layer two would be like really driving people to my annual live event, right? It would be driving people to my annual live event. Why? Because I am going to dominate this industry. And I know the value that I bring. So attend annual. And I have a whole year to plan. Okay. Now, why is this important? Because I know that I can, if I'm planning this annual event, all of the people that I'm trying to engage with here as hiring managers should be coming to the event either as an attendee or as a participant. And this gives me leverage here. This also gives me leverage to make phone calls that are not sales related. Okay. To make phone calls to talk about my impact goal and that are not sales related. So my annual event, it might look totally different. Here, I might be making I might send out invites. I might make phone calls. I might do something totally different in layer 2 to get people to the annual event. So it might start off with a research study. Okay, so let's talk about the problem first with this research study. All right, and then why is this research study important? Because I'm going to need to get the participants to be a part of the research study. So not only is it now a lead magnet, but now I can also use this as a way to call people to interact with the research study. So I can make calls. So this gives me now some of the calls that I make in the day, I can make towards that research study. But don't get it twisted. I'm making calls and I'm going to have probably even some type of email marketing, email automation. I already know that. And email automation is going to be with all of this stuff, but I'm just kind of playing this out in my head. Somebody comes in, takes the research study, they go into this email automation, and then we give them a call, or we give them a call and we have them to take the research study, right? We ask them to take the research study, right? So it could go either way. But I know that this is definitely going to be a lead magnet with its own landing page. Okay. I'll answer questions. Y'all can still put your questions in the box. Okay, so I know that I'm going to do that research study. Okay, so now after they take the research study, what do I want them to do? I want them to join the round table. I want to talk to them about, I want to get a select group of people together. I'm making this up off the top of my head, but I'm going to do join round table. Okay. And I actually am probably going to do the round table there. And I'm probably going to do some type of webinar because webinars inform people, free webinar, right? So I'm going to talk about the research study, drive them to my free webinar. I might even have a white paper. I could do a white paper maybe, right? And I'm going to get them there. Now, I know that along with this event, some of the things that I'm going to want to do at this event are things that are engaging to my particular market. And depending on my layer 2 and who it's directed to will define where I want to go from there. So I've got this webinar. I've got a round table. I am really into charities, golf tournament charities. Okay. And golf tournament charity. All right. Why is this important? People like to give back. Okay. People love golf. It could be anything. It could be a spades tournament. It could be a whatever tournament. I don't care. But I feel like in my brain, this golf tournament is something that I can do on a quarterly basis. And it can be something where we round it out at the end of the live event. So I want to add this here because I know this is going to be a part of my live event. Why is this important? Because the calls that I'm going to make to get people involved, again, landing page. I can sell here in this particular area if I want, but I'm selling a little bit differently because it's an event, right? I can do some additional things. So I just wanted to kind of throw that there. I also probably want to add something else in here, some type of summit. I think I want to do like a health summit, but like a quarterly summit. So like I'm literally just putting layers in there to drive people into where I want to be. I know I want research to be talked about at the end of the annual event. I know I want the golf tournament to be a part of the annual event. I know that I want this roundtable, the discussions that we have in the roundtable, I want them to be individual lessons at the event. I also know that I need to reach out to people to be keynote speakers, to attend the event, and all of that stuff as well. So that might be my layer 3. But now you can see your days are starting to look a little bit more full from a sales and business development perspective, because now you're able to talk to people on a totally different level, right? So you got your layer 3, and here you've got, you need speaker call for speakers. Maybe I should say that. Call for speakers. All right. Then, you've got your sponsors. There are a lot of companies that do sponsorships, right? You might, depending on your annual event and what that looks like, you might have exhibit hall. So you might be dealing with exhibitors. Look at how many now you got vendors of your clients, you got sponsors, your clients particularly being sponsors or vendors of like this opens you up to be able to talk to so many different people in your world. You are now creating something amazing. Now, this big event does not have to be grand. It doesn't have to be huge. It can be small. It can start off with just 25, 30 people, especially if you got a small round table. The word gets out, you do it every year, it'll get bigger and bigger and bigger. You don't have to go big year 1 unless you have the people to do that, but you can do something big on a small scale year 1. You see, I do it all the time. I'm doing a workshop, 10 tickets on. Now, I don't need 100 people. I can't help 100 people, 10 tickets on. So you can define how many seats are going to be available for this event. Now, but if you sell it and you sell out 150 tickets and you only have 25, you change your venue. You expand out, right? But at this point, you don't have to go that far. So I'm just giving you layers. If I know I'm going to do this, then I know I have these things that I need to work on. And this gives me an opportunity to engage with the hiring manager about things other than sales. And then you can tie it back around to them. You can always, if you're asking the right questions, which we talk about in workshop number 3, how to create your conversations and know how to turn this stuff into actual, like conversations. Hey, I'm talking about the live event. How do I turn that into a staffing contract? Right? So being able to do that, but you got to build a relationship before you can even get to the staffing contract type piece. All right. Once you start building a relationship and they start to see you're embedded in the industry, you're not a fly-by-night company that's just here trying to make a quick dollar, because there are a lot of staffing agencies that are out there who have not even made $100,000 in their business. They have not contributed value to the industry. They're only trying to take from the industry, and therefore people don't feel safe or comfortable. But when you start creating assets, digital assets, live assets, physical assets, it almost states, okay, now I am marrying this industry. I am becoming a part of this industry, and I'm bringing the value that I have to this industry. And every last one of my students should have a framework, and that is also the value that you are bringing to this industry. Alfredo, was that helpful? I hope that was helpful a little bit. You definitely got me fired up this morning. Let me look at the chat. Let's see. Thanks, okay. With the workshop event, okay, okay, do you think a patient care quality enhancement tool, we talked about that, would be effective and provide enough value as a lead magnet? Yep, it would include actionable resources like checklists, but you could definitely do the tool that is highly targeted, less pressure, and the live event. Yeah. That's totally fine. And I wouldn't look at the live event as less pressure. You want pressure. You're trying to get a client. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You're trying to get a client. You want pressure. Your back should be up against the wall. You should be feeling that burn right now. It's not time to get comfortable. This is time to get uncomfortable so that you can go out and achieve your dreams. Less pressure. That's so funny. I got to pull y'all out. Thanks, Dr. Rice. Jane D, on filling in the candidate avatar, do you want to wait to interview real candidates? Trello won't. Oh, no, we don't use Trello anymore. I'm going to remove that. If you go in, your candidate avatar is on your niche overview worksheet, and we have prompts for that. Did you go through the niche overview worksheet? Because you've already filled that in on your niche overview worksheet, and we have the prompts that we put in the chat GPT that goes in there. And then what do you mean? Huh?
I think the first thing I did was just to look on the prior videos. I think that's what happened. And I put it up in the trailer.
I don't know. But if you're in the 0-100 course, that is where we talk about your niche overview worksheet. And your niche overview worksheet is literally where we go through step. Do you have access to the 0-100 course?
I do.
You do? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Did you start there?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So when you did your niche overview worksheet, there's a section on there under each candidate that says avatar. And there's a section on there under each client that says avatar. And then there are prompts on there that literally show you how to go in, and it'll create the avatars for you based on all the information that you've collected above. Did you do that part?
I am not there yet.
Yeah. So I would, So I would definitely, it's on your niche overview worksheet. It's under each section. So when you go on there, you should see it under each section. And then when you say, where do we find the live recordings? What does that mean? The live recording? You mean the replay?
If I miss live recordings, like
under replays, under your replay section.
Oh, the replay. Okay.
That's in your 100 course. Your replays are in your 100 course.
Got you. Thank you.
Perfect. You're welcome. I love it. Good questions. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead. So Alfredo, I don't know if he's gone or not. Let me just go look. Let me just see. Just want to make sure. No, he's still there.
Yes, ma'am. Can you say it one more time, sir?
Oh, no, that's okay. I just wanted to make sure we were clear and that you heard everything I said about not wanting the less pressure. Did you hear that?
No, absolutely. I know exactly what you're saying, and I'm also working on that blog from the last conversation we had. I started building out the blog, and that's also helping me just get the verbiage better. As far as my subject matter, which is patient quality care.
And look, that blog could be a starting point as well. That didn't come out right. BLOG. So that blog, it could also be a starting point. And then after they read the blog article, you take them to the free checklist. Oh, y'all keep getting me fired up. Keep going. See, so that could be another starting point in the journey. Okay. I didn't do the candidate journey. Maybe we can go through that next week. But I started out with the client journey. Candidate journey is very similar, though. It's very, 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 very similar. If you are in a niche where candidates are a shortage or it's hard to get candidates, then you want to go just as hard on your candidate side as you go on your client side. But if you have an overflow of candidates, then you probably don't need to go as hard on your candidate side as you do on your client side. Right. And you have to understand with your candidate side, you have active candidates and you have non-active candidates. So you really are marketing in two different ways to those people as well. So that's very, very, very important. Okay. So now let me go in and
one last quick question. Do you think I should use separate websites for the candidates and the employers or just use the same website?
Yes. Same. No reason to use separate ones. You want to keep your brand at the forefront of everything that's going on. They don't typically see the landing pages, even though it's still searchable online, though they're not on your menu bar on your website, right? So it doesn't matter the client and candidate, they're still coming through certain pages based on how you get them there, either through an organic search, or maybe you're driving ad traffic, or maybe you did a blog article, or you did a video, or you did whatever. Because once you build these products, there's still this other layer of you having to decide how you're going to show these, how you're going to get these products in front of the hiring manager, right? So here we said this is a blog, but it's like, okay, well, how do you get to that blog, right? And when you get to that blog, it might be ads, right? Like Google ads. It might be going live. Okay. It might be a, what do you call that? A social media campaign. Okay. It might be YouTube videos. Right. So it's spelled really badly, but these are all the ways you've got to decide at that point, okay, how am I going to get this in front of those people? You can drive money to the blog. You can drive money to the checklist. You can go live and be like, download my checklist, download my checklist, right? You can send postcards, emails, but you still got to drive traffic to those initial things. So when I initially showed you my screen and I showed you where I had kind of like my thing, like in my brain, I know how I want to bring people in. I know that I'm pushing boot camps, right? Because I love the work that I do with these workshops and boot camps. So I know that I have one on my website, a boot camp page. But then I know I'm also going to drive people in through 1, 2, 3, 4 different opt-in pages. One's going to be a newsletter or email course. One's going to be an ebook. One's going to be a checklist. One's going to be I don't know what I picked for all 4. Then I have, so I'm just driving them through like this process. But I had to draw out like, where do I want to get them? I'm taking them from point A to point B. The point Z is all the way at the end. A is at the beginning, but there are these different spots that you got to go through. And I promise you, there's not a sheet of paper that's long enough to do this entire process, which is why y'all see me typically put it into a spreadsheet. But I've worked with 1,000 different models of spreadsheets that I want to use. I don't know. Let me see. Let me go in and look and see what comments that I have that I've missed. 1,000 comments, I feel like. Okay, so we have, hey Quantra, I remember you. Good morning, Dee. I was a student of yours back in 2020. I believe. Anyways, I'm ready to try again and get started. Where do I start? I would reach out to, like, you can text us. Give me 1 second. You can text us. I'm going to put the number here, or you can book an appointment. And here you can text like ready or more info. Ready or more info. And to that number, and we can support you there. You can also book an appointment on the website, and I will schedule an appointment. You can get a demo of the academy and what you'll receive when you get in, all types of things. So I'll put that on there as well. And we're happy to have you back and to support you. If you're watching this video, you found value. I gave y'all some real teaching this morning. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share, and then also comment as much as possible. I want to hear from you. Your journey has grown so much. Thank you, Quantra. It definitely has. Can you see any comments? See my comments. I have not up to this point You said, okay, you came from Instagram. Okay, so your Instagram comments weren't coming through. You're at the very beginning of your mission. I love that. I'm here to support you. I magically have a pen and pad right beside me. Awesome. I love that. She's taking me, whoever this is taking me on a journey. So I put my mission in the ebook. Okay, that's cool. Can I have them book a call after the checklist or the ebook? Yes, but I would encourage you to do a little bit more with them so that they can love you a little bit more, so that they can build a relationship with you and get to know you a little bit more. That's what I was telling Alfredo. Like, you don't want to rush so quickly into the activities, right? It's something that has to happen gradually over time. And so I wouldn't immediately drive to the call right after the checklist. I would offer the checklist and then say, hey, I got this ebook. If you wanted this ebook to go with the checklist, that would be cool. Oh, okay. I also have this cool toolkit, this calculator, this whatever you got for them. Oh, okay, perfect. And now, then you say, okay, now you got all these things. I would love to discuss it with you, because at the end of the day, the moment that person downloads it in, you should be hopefully trying to capture their contact information, their phone number as well. You should be able to reach out and call them as well, right? So I would definitely take a little bit of time before you go in and asking for the goods. Could I go in person with the quiz and ebook if they're already looking? You can go in person anywhere. I'd just be ready for rejection. Like, not all places allow in-person activity, right? Some places, they say no soliciting. So, but yeah, I mean, if they're willing to do it, go for it. I mean, literally go for it. Amazing morning. It's good to see Lashia. Let's see, like a staffing charitable organization mission. You're going through, I can see you going through my whole conversation. It doesn't have to be a staffing charitable organization. It can be any type of nonprofit that you are associated with or that you want to associate your business with. Hopefully that's related to your niche market, or it has something to do with what's going on in your niche market. So if we going back to Alfredo, his is, solving patient care. Is there some type of nonprofit that deals with patient care? Maybe it's with children, maybe it's whatever, but hopefully his niche market will be in there. So you want to try to tie things together as much as possible. And maybe it's even like a organization that the hospital is already supporting that you want to do business with on your target list. Now y'all both are aligning with the same similar organization, and it increases your chances of them actually donating and like getting involved in that. So you want to find a charitable organization. I have one staffingpreneur who I love. Shout out to Lauren. She's in Texas. I love her. If she sees it, she's going to show up to class today. But when we planned her launch, I suggested like tie your launch to a nonprofit, and she did. And her launch was great. I think she had like between 70 and 90 people to show up. Her nonprofit, she generated so much money for the nonprofit. She was telling me weeks after people were still sending money in. She landed like 2 or 3 contracts from that event. And this is all from her launch, her hard launch. So she just added that nonprofit in. It definitely makes a difference, and it definitely steps your game up as well. Yeah, put the community back to work. That is what your business is about at the end of the day, whether you're placing people that are in your local community or throughout the United States or even globally. We are all collectively a community. And the work that we do as staffing agencies is about supporting and impacting the community on a larger level. Control said, just scheduled a call. Thanks, needed to see this today. Get me fired up. Hey, y'all know how to get fired. Y'all see my muscles. I've been working out hard, and y'all see my muscles defined. She about to get it, y'all. I love it. I love it. Okay, I love it. All right. So I answered all questions online. Let me just make sure I don't have any more in my class. Let me see. Dr. Rice definitely planning on doing that. You can get grants to think about that. That's exactly right. So that was a good one for you, Dr. Rice, too, right? I think the nonprofit piece is definitely a major asset to any business model, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I took a grant class and they said associate your your LLC with a nonprofit, if you think about the big corporations, Walmart, Lowe's, and all of them, they all have a foundation that go along with that, and that will also generate income. And even with your LLC, people think they can't get grants from their LLC, but it just, if you may be missing like one thing, like people like training and development. You can get a grant for your LLC by adding training and development into that, but add the nonprofit side to be able to be more, community oriented, and you'll get help like that also.
And when you're ready to do your training development, you want to do that on reskillify.com. Okay. I just want to
Reskillify.com.
Want to plug that up in there real quick, right?
Like it.
Listen. But yeah, like all of those things, because like a lot of times we're coming in as we think because we're small, right? We think because we're small and because we don't have a lot of money that we have to that we can't do the bigger things, or the things that we want to do are too large. But that's not true. I feel like we're in a space and time where literally you can do a lot of things for a little bit of money. You can plan big events and you can get sponsors. So you don't have to be afraid of that. You understand? You can create lead magnets in a day or less, in hours, right on your computer right now. Everything doesn't have to be printed. Like everything is really like, all you got to do is buy the software. So things are very much so accessible to you right now at a low rate. I think a lot of times y'all just be making things so big in your head, and it starts to overwhelm you, and you start thinking like, I can't do this. And then you get, paralysis, and, but no, it's quick, fast, simple. You can take control of your business. You can take control of your brand as the business owner. I'm not saying you should know everything, but you should definitely be able to build things for your company that you can sell as a service. If you're an entrepreneur, you should be a creator. You have to be a creator. That's why I was on Alfredo's booty. Like anybody who don't want to do lead magnets is tripping right now, because that is a way to generate revenue in your business in addition to showing your value. So everything that you can create here, once you create it, you just take it and you sell it too. And then you got a pipeline to sell and a pipeline that you're giving away. Both of them are still leads. One, you just buying, somebody paying for it, and somebody doing it for free. So don't make things overwhelming. They don't have to be overwhelming. Okay, y'all can do this. I need y'all to believe in yourselves. Y'all can do this. So we have the Run It class coming up at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. We will have Run It class. I did not get word that anybody needed the launch class this week, so we will not launch this week. If you need launch, we will meet next week, but you need to let me know this week so that I can be available. So just keep that in mind. Please do me a favor. Go to staffingpreneursacademy.com. Go to live events in the menu bar and go and get your ticket to the workshop. You want to come to the workshop. It is not a physical workshop. It is online, but it is live with Dee Williams and a select group of staffingpreneurs who are 100% wanting to invest in themselves and their business at a totally different level. Okay. The first workshop is on November 9th. It is on a Saturday. We will spend the entire day together. We will go through laying the first portion of your foundation of your business. If you're a startup, you want to be there. That is where you want to be. The course, the workshop is $299. Go now. There's a coupon code NOW if you put it in at Staffingpreneurs Academy, and you'll get a percentage off. I think it's 20%, 25%. I don't know, but that coupon code is there. You want to attend that class. Then on the next day, so you'll go to sleep that night, you'll wake up Sunday morning, and you're going to hang out with me again all day long. Don't run. Don't run. You're going to be with me on Sunday, and we are going to talk about your services, your strategies, and your strategic initiatives. We're going to define them with concretely, with pricing. What is my service? What is my pricing? And then we're going to go through and define your strategies and strategic initiatives. Then we're going to spend the rest of the day actually implementing one digital strategic initiative, and we're going to start laying the foundation down for one live strategic initiative. We're going to do it simultaneously. Y'all going to be working like you've never worked before. And whatever we create that day, again, remember, you'll give away for free, as well as you can take that and use that as an item to sell in your business. So that's what we're going to do. Now, these lay on each other. So if you haven't done first part, you want to come to class 1 and class 2, that's going to be a weekend that you're going to have to take away from your family, pour into yourself and your business to help see your business get to the next level. Then you're going to take a week and you're going to take all of that stuff and let it sink into your mind, body, spirit, energy, and soul. And then you're going to come back on the following week and you're going to take the last class of the year. The last workshop I think that I'm going to do for Staffingpreneurs Academy. I say that lightly, but that one is all about taking everything that we accumulated the week prior, and we're going to turn those into real conversations on day 1. We're going to go in. I'm going to show you how to go in and create your scripts for you and your team. I'm going to go in and show you how to flesh out your pitch for you and your team, and what you need to say so you can walk confidently and knowing, okay, this is what I'm doing. And then we're going to write all of those things out. And then the next day, the very next day, we on role play all day. And it is not a game. Okay. We on role play all day. Role play all day. Okay. Because at the end of this workshop, I want you to feel confident. You will be utilizing your framework. You will be talking about your framework. You will be talking about your differentiator. You do need to have an impact goal. All of those things are important to set yourself apart. Otherwise, you are going to look and sound like every other staffing agency who is not invested in getting a coach, who does not understand the actual process of selling. Most of the staffing agencies out here at your level that you're competing with, they still think we're in COVID. They still think that we're selling like that employers are just going to randomly give them contracts, and it just does not happen that way. By you coming into this workshop, you get to show your substance. You get to show why you set yourself apart. You're taking your business to the next level. You're not playing in the small field. You're playing in the big field on a small budget. How about that? And that's exactly what you want and need to help take your business to the next level. Okay, so this is not just learning. This is an investment, things that you can do not just in your staffing business, but everything that I teach you are also things that you can take into other businesses and other ventures that you have going on. It's a no-brainer. It's literally a no-brainer. Now, I only have a few seats because I want to work with everybody. The last live workshop, we had 14 people. It was a lot. 2 didn't show up. I'm almost like, thank God, because that would have been 2 more than I had that I would have had to like. And so this is a very small workshop. It is not for everyone. I'm going to come and talk to y'all about it. But I'm only looking for that specific person that's like, I need this. I need to get those strategies and those strategic initiatives fleshed out. I need to have that. I need to have something tangible right now because I am afraid, because I do think it's overwhelming, because I do feel like it's a lot. Show me different, Dee. Show me different. Make me a believer. I'm about to make you a believer. Okay. I do need to convert my conversations. I am building the relationships. I got my lead magnets, but what are the right questions to ask to convert the conversations without it feeling like it's a sale? How do I talk about my framework to be able to position myself appropriately without it feeling like a sale? How can I engage in these high-level conversations now that they do like me? People do business with people they like. Okay, they like me. Now they're getting to know me. And how do I get them to trust me enough for them to want to meet with me and understand that I can truly be a valuable asset to their business? That's our final workshop. We're going to go through that again. So listen, that's right. It's conversion. That is 100% correct. Conversion. How do you convert them? So that's day 2. And once you start to figure out your conversations in the system, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, day 2, you're going to practice it until it flows right off your tongue. Okay? When you walk out of there, you're going to be way confident. You're going to be fired and ready for conversation so you can use it and test it. And you will have A/B testing. So you'll be able to do 2 or 3 conversations. If they don't feel good, you'll be able to go to your B test, and you probably will have a C test if you're an overachiever like you, Dr. Rice. So I'm done for today. I hope you all, let me just make sure I don't have anything else for my, I hope y'all had a great day. I hope this was absolutely phenomenally helpful for each and every one of you. If you're watching online, like this video. I'm going live like all week, so y'all better be ready. And I'm not talking about staffing all week, but I am going live all week. So y'all better be ready. I hope y'all support me and like my videos, subscribe and share. I'm on a mission to really help change people's lives and help people feel more confident about the work that they're doing. And I believe I'll do a great job on this journey. I appreciate y'all being on this journey with me. I will see my staffingpreneurs who are in the Run It class today at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. I've got to go to my sales class. I told them I would show up at 9:30. It's already 9:32. My morning meeting. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. The replay will be in Reskillify, but hold on. I will, for anybody who's in my class right now, I'll share the replay right now, but I will upload it into Reskillify so that you can go back in under the replay section and check it out. Today was so good. You definitely want to go back and watch the replay. Okay. I'll see y'all at the Run It class. Love y'all. Have a great day. Bye. Okay. Let me just see, because I think I still got y'all on here with me. Let me see. I think I do. All right. Let me see what you say. Thank you, Misty. You're welcome. What'd she say? Been needing this for a long time, and I will work hard to be in the room. A lot has happened, but I'm not dead. Come on with it. You got to come to the workshop. Like, for some people, being able to get into my program is not very cheap. It's pretty, I wouldn't say it's expensive. I'm not the most expensive on the market, but I'm not the cheapest on the market either. And that's because I do not BS with any of my content, right? I'm giving you the real deal. If you're willing to sit down and learn how to actually run the business appropriately, you're going to get it. And I'm not going to skip any corners. You don't come into my course and then I try to upsell you onto something bigger and more expensive. We do have larger programs, but you come in and I give you the full spread, enough for you to go out there, be confident, compliant, and to really bring your business to life. And that's what's the most important. Also, having the clarity and the confidence to be able to bring the business to life. You've got to be freaking amazing to want to start a staffing business in particular. This is one of the most important jobs on the planet. Period. This is one of the most important jobs on the planet, period. And this is a multi-billion-dollar, industry. If you go in and look up the net worth of the largest staffing agencies, they're in the billions of dollars. They're not in the multi-millions. They're in the billions of dollars. You understand? And so if they can do it, you can do it. It's just about how you're positioning yourself, and you're not going to be able to get there, promise you, by bullshit and half-assing things. We do nothing but build staffing agents. We've been doing it for the last 10 years, or if not longer. And so this is our expertise. We are experts in this field. You want to engage with an expert so that you don't have to waste your time and money. Many of y'all are just wasting your money right from the beginning just by putting the word staffing in your name. Just by adding staffing in your name, you've already wasted your money. You don't want to put staffing in your name. You know what I'm saying? And so I wish I could spend a little bit more time with y'all. I have to go, but I'll come back later in the week and we'll continue to talk. We'll talk a little bit about staffing. We'll talk about other ideas that you may want to unleash and have a lot of fun with that. But I appreciate y'all hanging out with me today. That's what I need to be compliant. Yeah, we can get you compliant. We got you. Thank you. I love y'all. Y'all have an amazing day. Please go to staffingpreneursacademy.com and go to staffingpreneursacademy.com. Which one did I want you to go? So you can go and schedule a call. Bing. You can go and Text us at 678-506-7937. Text ready or more information. And one of our enrollment officers will come in, talk to you, see where you are, see how we can support you and get you into an amazing program. And if you want to come to one of our live events, feel free to come to, you can go to Staffingpreneurs Academy live events and you can see that there. All right. I love y'all. Y'all have an amazing, phenomenal, absolutely crazily phenomenal day. And bye. See you in the next video.